Welcome to the making of a DM. What type of business do you have? There's only two choices. I'm going to share them with you. Not only that, I'm going to give you a live update from this amazing Alaskan cruise. So with that said, let's get started.
I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm more Kevin's DM. I'm here to help and teach him what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question more Kevin's when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker.
Hey there, it's your boy Mark Evans, DM. Special edition today. As I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm in the middle of somewhere, Alaska, on a massive, actually not even a massive, a Regent cruise ship, about 750 guests, so it's not super big like the 4,000 or 5,000 person cruise ships, but a very cool cruise ship. I'm at the front of the helm, just sitting here checking it out from my room, and I'm sharing this not to impress, but to impress upon. You know, this is a six-figure trip for myself, my wife, and my two kids, and I'm in the best room on this cruise ship. And I'll share more of that maybe later. But, and again, it's not the like, oh, you know, he's cool. No, it's not that. It's that small town, hillbilly kid from Ohio is sitting in this room talking to you today. It's unbelievable. And I'll have to show you some pictures or something. If you follow me on social media, I'll post a couple pictures. I haven't posted since I've been on the boat. Very limited internet and cell service, actually. Multiple days without it, to be honest. And it's actually pretty cool. But I'm sitting here. The waves are happening. Today we were just in the Hubbard Glacier, which was really, really cool. I had breakfast at the dining room table looking at this about 0.4 miles away, which is like literally right in front of you. This thing is massive. It's beautiful. It's like 76 miles long. Saw a couple of things fall down, glaciers fall down into the water, create this huge riptide, like, you know, water. And then it's cool when you're outside hanging and just listening to a crack. It's really neat. So anyways, I'm just very humbled to be here today. Very excited to share some stuff with you. This is the making of the DM. That's right. Yes, you are the DM, the dream maker, deal maker of your life. Without you, whatever you want doesn't exist, right? So appreciate everyone shooting me a message. Last week's show was a bomb in a good way, a bombshell, amazing show. Lots of people loving it. Thank you guys for all the shares. Thank you for all the messages by going out there and touching your dreams. If you haven't listened to that show, please do so. It's getting a lot of downloads, a lot of people messaging me about it. So I appreciate that. And I'm just sharing. I'm here to share. So I'm sitting here thinking, I'm on this cruise ship. We're almost done with it. It's a 7-day cruise. We're getting ready to come up into Anchorage in the next day or two and meeting a lot of cool people on the boat, a lot of guests, and most importantly, a lot of staff. And a lot of this staff is from the Philippines and India and such. And I met this one guy. His name was King. And he come up to me. You know, he started talking to me. And again, don't believe all this BS about, you know, watches and all this stuff. The guy recognized the watch. He had a conversation with me because of the watch. And we started talking. He realized that he wanted to know what the DM brand stand for because I'm wearing a DM hat and a DM sweatshirt. And we keep talking. And he shared with me he's been on this boat for 21 years. He's going on his 21th year of being on cruise ships. And over half his life, and he has a 5-year-old child at home, and he wishes he knew a better way. So we're talking about this kind of stuff because I'm on this boat. He saw the watch. He wanted to have a conversation, and we started talking. That's how life works. If you're not into watches, whatever, if you're just put yourself in the right situations, have the right conversations, you'd be amazed at what you can learn about people and just understand. But what I find interesting, the reason I share this story is these individuals that come on these cruise ships literally sign a 9 to 10 month contract away from their families. This guy has a 5-year-old child. He's literally only seen her 15 months in 5 years. I want you to think about that. Think about that fucking dedication this guy has. All these folks have. Our butler, he literally has been on the boat 20 years. And again, he's gone for 9 to 10 months a year. He's 41 years old. And we're talking to him. I'm like, dude, like, you know, he's like, well, it's the land of the opportunity. He's like, dude, we get on these boats. We don't have any expenses. We make, $2 to $3 grand a month, and we send that money back to our country, to our families. That's a very, very big deal. It's very powerful, very amazing. And these people are happy. They're smiling. They're very hardworking. They get the job done, and they're not complaining. At least I don't hear it or see it. I'm not saying they don't, but it's not showcased on the front. And I'm always amazed by that because I talk, so many people in the world are so just weak. I couldn't imagine, honestly, me being my age, 46 years old, or even 40 or even 20 back then, but being gone from my family for 9 months to pursue a better life, to help, not see them. See, why are we doing all this? I personally, I heard some guy recently talk about how he's so glad he literally, disseminated his family. He was married, kids. He never went to any of their games. He's like bragging about this shit. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's like, well, I built a successful business. Well, dude, you ain't fucking successful to me. Successful business is not what I'm chasing. I'm chasing a successful life that starts with life and business, not the other way around. And you have to be careful who you listen to and what you're chasing. If not, you will end up with a life you do not want. And unfortunately, you can't unwind that clock when that happens, when you realize it. So I want you to take stock of what you're really doing and what you're really saying and what you're, like I said, what you're really doing to get what you think you want. What do you really want this game to do for you? Because most people following me are willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. However, that's what they say. Unfortunately, very few will actually do the work to get the goals. Very few. They'll talk the game, but won't actually go do the game. But I was talking to this kid named King, this guy King, and I'm just impressed that they're willing to do this for 9 months, a year. I look at my little Drea bear, I look at my son Mark, and I couldn't imagine being gone 9 months a year to make money. Money's important to me, but it's not my life. There's so many ways to get money. So many ways. And that's what I want to talk to you about, because do you have a suck business or a love business? You're like, dude, what are you talking about? A suck business versus love business? Let me explain. So what does suck mean? Well, suck means a shitty business, an unfulfilling business, a costly business, and a killing you slowly business. S-U-C-K. That's a suck business. It's worth repeating again. Do you have a suck business? Meaning, is it shitty, unfulfilling, costly, and killing you slowly? I've had many of those. I never realized it, though, because I was willing to do whatever I had to do to make a couple bucks. This is pre-kids, pre-wife. Or do you have a love business? What do you mean love? Well, do you have a lucrative, opportunities galore, a valuable, is it enjoyable with enterprise value? Again, love. It's lucrative. That's the L. Opportunities galore, O. V, it's very valuable. And E, it's enjoyable and it has enterprise value, meaning that you're building something. You're not just building a job. You're building a business. You're building a life. And you're building something worth value at the end of the rainbow. How bad do you want this game? How bad do you want it? As I sit and watch, we are in a very interesting time. There's a lot of people acting very fucking strange right now in the game of business. They've said they're business owners. They said they're entrepreneurs. But I tell you right now, their actions and their way they're acting and responding to the market is not entrepreneurial tendencies. It's fucking crybaby, maniac, psycho bullshit. And it's hurting them. It's hurting them. Because they're making irrational decisions in the moment that are causing long-term effects for them and their family and their friends and their finances and everything in between. They're not slowing down. They don't have the mental skills. I know all of you guys want to jump in advance. I've been at this game 28 and a half years, and I'm telling you right now, there is no way I'd be able to handle what I handled today when I first started, unless I went through a bunch of shit to get there. There's no shortcut. There's no secret. Now, don't get me wrong. When shit hits the fan, having people in your corner that's been there, done that you can conversate with openly and have like direct conversation with and get into a community that they understand where you're at and where you're going and what you're about to deal with, That takes a lot of weight off your shoulders. But most of people listening to my voice, I would never pay for a mastermind. That's a waste of money. Okay, cool. So keep dealing with all the bullshit yourself and try to navigate the waters. I'm on this big ass cruise ship. I know how to drive a boat. There's no way in God's country that I'm getting on this boat by myself and trying to cut across Alaskan waters by myself. I would have experts. I would have a team of people around me to help me accomplish that goal. Well, that's called your life. The vessel is your life. Why are you trying to do all this shit on your own? Because my Uncle John said that's a scam. Fuck your Uncle John. Does he have what you want? Look at his life. Does he have what you want? If so, listen to Uncle John. Listen to him. If not, he holds zero weight. It's the 400-pound guy telling you how to lose weight. Stop it. Stop it. Everyone has these bullshit thoughts, bullshit conversations with people that have bullshit lives, and you believe the stuff they're saying. I would not be in this suite. Look it up whenever you get a chance. The Regent Suite on the Regent Cruise Lines. See what it costs. Book it. Book it. Put your money where your mouth is. Pony up. Get in the game. Now listen, don't go finance the house. Don't go in debt to get a six-figure suite for the week, but that should be something you should be striving for. Yeah, but Mark, I could sit in the bottom of the boat and go to the same places. Cool. Do that. That's not what I'm aspiring to do. That's what I aspire to teach. I aspire people to be better, to be bigger, to be bolder, to live a life that is created by you. And if you want to be at the bottom of the boat or the top of the boat, it doesn't matter to me. But the people I'm rolling with, I want to inspire. So it's cool with the suite I got. I got private diner, a private butler. We got, pretty much 100% as many spa treatments as we want. Actually, as soon as I'm done with this podcast show, I'm going to get a massage, which I'm not a huge into those, but hey, it's part of the spa thing. Why not? Let's do it. Let's kind of relax for a minute. But what I've done is down at the cigar lounge, they have a cigar lounge on this boat, and at the restaurants and stuff, you meet a lot of the same people. And it's like, hey, what do you do? What do you do? Where are you from? Where are you from? Blah, 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 right? Well, I had one of the biggest doctors in the country. I met Jeff. Have another guy, Paul, owns a very large insurance company out of Jacksonville, Florida. Then his father-in-law, Garfield, he was hanging out. He was a very successful guy in his own right. Then another guy, Steve, owns a very large construction company out of the Maryland area. Another guy, Wes, owns 250,000 square feet of storage facilities in Mobile, Alabama, right? 1,600 units total, give or take. Another guy, Barry, out of Texas, successful, retired guy in his own right. And I said, you know what? I get part of the suite package. I get to do parties in my room. This is a room everyone talks about, everyone wants to be at, because most people won't pony it up. Even though a lot of people could afford it, they don't invest the money in themselves. I invest in myself. I invest in my vision. I touch my dreams all the time, just like I shared last week with you. I'm doing exactly what I'm doing and sharing with you live, real time. It's not bullshit. It's not theory. It's real. So anyways, I tell my guy, Lashmir, I'm like, hey, here's the 4 people I want to invite to the room. And he sets up a nice invitation for the next day. And at 5 o'clock, we're up in the room hanging out. And they're like, oh my God. And then we're connecting. And Jeff's like, dude, we're fast friends. And then Paul's like, dude, you're coming to my thing in March. And then Garfield is like, yo, I can't wait to see you in March because it's his son-in-law, right? And then Steve, like, this is how the game works in real life. I'm making deposits in relationship capital. Now, some may come to fruition, some may not. I don't care either way. These are great guys. I've had a great time. I'm learning a lot about them, what they do, how they do it. And then Jeff's like, dude, you got to know this PE guy. You got to know this guy. Hey, this guy, he's building these 17 buildings over here. You should know this guy. Hey, come on, Alex, come over here, man. Meet this guy. He's out of Houston, Texas. That's how this game works. When you're in the right room, in the right environments, and you position, like when I come on these things, I'm asking myself, how do I turn a liability, i.e. cost money, into an asset? Use this liability as an asset. How to use it as an asset? Bring people to the room, expand their vision. They're like, damn, this guy's got balls I didn't have. I knew my wife said I should upgrade, but I didn't. I played it small. They come in the room. They realize, we're cool just like them. We're just like them. We're no different. And then we start talking. We start connecting. We start linking people together. You know this person. I know that person. You know that person. You should know this person. Boom, 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 boom. Speed of relationship capital gets compounded quickly. It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful sport to play. What are you doing in your life, in your business to grow these things? I'm bouncing around here a little bit because my mind is just like ready to explode because I've literally been on this boat for 5-6 days and just hanging out with thoughts, writing them down on paper. I want to share some stuff with you, some other stuff I wrote down as I was smoking cigars yesterday. On my notes section on my phone, I just said, hey, I created this life. Me. No one else. My mom and dad gave me life, but I created this life. No one gave what I have. I have earned every piece of it. I've been in the trenches. I've been dry heaving. I've been ready to lose everything multiple times. I've been backed in the corner thousands of times, not knowing which way to go, to figure it out, to discover it, to call people, to ask for help, to literally ask for help. Is it easy? I don't know. But I can tell you this, it's worth it. See, I realized in life, I'm going to have to choose my heart. I'll work hard and relentless to have an easy life. Me. Not fucking handouts. I don't need anything from anybody. I will wake up and I will work hard daily and I will do the scary daily to have an amazing life for myself, my family, and the people I care about. As I get older and wiser, I could have done all this game so much smarter. And again, I have 28 and a half years in the game of entrepreneurship. So I'm sharing with you real stuff. This is just a quick bullet point list. There's a lot more on this list, but real things. One thing I did do, or I wouldn't be here standing talking to you, is I always have invested in mentors. 6 months after I got out of high school, I understood what a mentor was, and I invested in masterminds and mentorships and buying connections and speed. There's a reason you belong to clubs. There's a reason you have AAA. There's a reason you, like, a lot of people are doing this. They're just not doing it intentionally or on purpose and in the right environments. But if I wanted to learn something specialty thing about real estate investing, which I did, I hired a guy, paid him $2,500, went and saw him speak for 3 days, and I learned how to do that. And then I hired him again to, join a mastermind. And then I learned more, made more connections, met more people, learned more stuff. And I've been doing that my entire adult life. And I still am in multiple today. Here's some things I wish I would have done sooner. I wish I would have bought life insurance sooner. The truth is, it's really, really, really drastically different priced when you're young. Drastically different, right? The problem is I just never knew who I could trust. It was a conversation no one really had with me. And if it was a guy trying to sell me insurance. And they weren't even good at selling it because I didn't understand what the hell they were ever saying. But, for me, I like index universal life. IULs, I like these kind of policies for many different reasons. I'm not here to sell insurance. I don't sell insurance. I'm just sharing. I wish I'd have done a lot more of that sooner. Now, I have lots of policies, so don't be hitting me up for policies. Myself, my wife, my kids, we have policies, not for the death benefit, but for what these policies can do for you. Talk to an insurance policy person or an insurance company. Have them, it's a specialty product. Make sure that's all they do. Make sure you understand the game. And always negotiate the terms because these terms are negotiable. They will change pricing. I wish I would have learned more about taxes. My biggest expense in my business for many, many years was taxes. Even though I was in real estate, I just didn't have good tax advisors. I thought they cost money. They don't. If they're good tax advisors, they will make you a lot of money and keep money in your pocket. I thought I was smarter than I was. I wasn't. Hire great tax advisors. Invest in these people. They will make your life easier, better, and stronger. I wish I became a leader sooner. I've talked about this before in the past. For the first 8 years of my game, I always wanted to be the boss because I thought that's what bosses did. I wanted to be the boss. Everyone knew I was the boss. When I walked in the room, I was the fucking boss. But now, looking back, knowing what I know now, I wish I'd have learned leadership differently. I was a crazy psycho boss. I was a micromanaging maniac. To my credit, I didn't know any better. But I pulled my head out of my ass one day and I said, I don't like being the boss. I want to be a leader. I want to hire great people, allow great people to do what they do, and we all will benefit better. And that's what I did. And it's worked out. Not to say there's not challenges with that, but it's a journey. I wish I would have done bigger deals quicker. I do some decent sized deals now, and I'll probably say this for the rest of my life. 10 years from now, I'll say, man, I wish I would have done bigger deals again when I was in my 40s. But I'm conscious of these thoughts. I'm conscious of these actions. These conversations are stewing. I wish I'd have done bigger deals. I did a lot, many thousands of deals in the $50,000 to $150,000 range. If anything, I should have probably done 1,000 deals in the multi-million-dollar range and beyond. I'd have made more money. I'd have had to work. You know, it's just different. It's just different. I wish I realized my value sooner. This is actually an interesting one. This is a big one. I think a lot of people listening to my voice, they don't understand their value and to themselves and into the marketplace. If you're good at what you do and you've created some success in whatever that means at level that means to you, you have value to folks, right? If I went to China and I was teaching Chinese how to speak English, I could do that. I know more English than, the person I'd be teaching. So therefore I'm an expert, right? Just based off of that premise. However, I'm not an English major. I don't understand English like that, but I could teach them the basics. In business, when I realized my value, and I'm still learning more about my value, you guys, I have people investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in themselves to learn their value. I've spent millions of dollars. I have millions of dollars of education. Not only that, I have multiple millions of dollars of practical application, marketing, building companies, messing companies up, doing companies right, what I would have done different. That is very, very fucking valuable. So don't think if you've had a failure that you're not valuable. The truth is you might be more valuable than the person that's only winning, right? I always hear this guy talk about alcoholics and drug addicts. Their past is what made them powerful for today and the future. Their past, their negative past, what we'd call negative, right? They're alcoholics. Well, the people, if they're ex-alcoholics and they're helping Alcohol Anonymous, they're helping a lot of people through their pain. Their pain is their opportunity to help other people. So when I started realizing my value, I learned how to generate millions of dollars in knowledge. Knowledge is very powerful. And the older I get, the more I will make. I mean, do you think Warren Buffett is going to have lunch with you for $1 million? You're fucking crazy. But if someone said, hey, I'll pay you $1 million to have lunch with you, you would think they're crazy, right? Think about this. What is your value? I wish I held more assets for longer term cash flow. I used to hold a lot. And then I realized I was just in the churning business because I built a company in the turnkey space. So I was just buying and selling, buying and selling, buying and selling. I always held some just because that was part of the cycle. But looking back, if I'd have held on and created like a fund style business, fund, F-U-N-D, that is, I'd be worth a lot more money. I'd paid a lot less, had a lot less tax, going out. But I'd have made a lot more money just in appreciation, cash flow, and everything. Everything would have been better. So I'd have held on to it. But some of this stuff is timing, right? This is my last one on this here, and then I'll continue. But I wish I'd have built a company sooner. But Mark, you've been an entrepreneur your whole life. You're right. But I had a job disguised as a company. Without me, it didn't exist. That's not a company. That's a job. If you're sitting here and you can't take off for 7 days, 10 days, or 30 days without things running, and it might not run as good without you, but it can still run and maintain and, ideally grow without you for 30 days or less. You don't have a business, you have a job. And this was something that really punched me in the gut hard. But also, I knew the pain was going to be way harder in the future if I didn't dial this in and start building companies correctly. So I had to hire people to help me build organizations. How to hire, how to move people around, how to pay them, how to bonus them. I mean, this is still a process that we deal with every single day in all of our companies. It's an ever-changing process. Build a company, not a job. Those are some things I've written down as I've been on this boat ride, and it's helped me. I'm conscious. I'm making pivots just like you should be making pivots. I'm looking for A players all the time. I'm moving people around all the time. I'm looking for the opportunities and the obstacle all the time. I'm very conscious of what's working and what's not. I'm paying attention to data, not drama. There's a lot of drama out there right now. And if you ain't paying attention to it, it's going to snag you really bad. So be careful with that. And again, back to what I asked earlier. Do you have a suck business or a love business? Do you have a suck business or love business? A shitty, unfulfilling, costly, and killing you slowly business? Or do you have a love business, a lucrative, opportunities galore, very valuable, and an enjoyable with enterprise value business? These are choices. I remember when I changed and transitioned from being a contractor to an investor, I was scared to death because I knew what I knew in the contracting business. What's interesting, looking back, I could have always went back to it. It's not like you cut it and it goes away forever. However, that's typically what happens when you decide to cut it and move. But if you're worried about making a decision that might be, catastrophic, just know that at the end of the day, you could always go back to it. You already know it, but you'll never know what you're capable of unless you make a pivot into a bigger opportunity, until you look at this game differently. I would ask you, I'd love to know, what do you generate a year in net revenue? Is it 5 grand, 50 grand, 500 grand, 5 million, 50 million? What is your net income? I genuinely love to know. Shoot me a message on Instagram at Mark Evans DM, at Mark Evans DM. Say podcast dash net revenue equals. I would love to know how much you generate per year, because that allows me to help talk to you, guide you with where you're at in this journey. There's a lot of people that listen to the show. Very few of you actually take action and send me a message on Instagram. And for the ones that do, thank you so much. It just shows that you're engaged and you're connecting and you realize that I'm here to help you, as opposed most of you guys will sit there and fuck around and say, no one wants to help me. I'm a victim. Well, dude, I'm asking you questions pretty much on all my podcast shows, asking you to reply back. And yet, have you ever? It's not that hard. But yet, some people like to make a mountain out of a molehill, and that's how they create their life. That's not what I do. I win with winners. I always want to win with winners, and I want more winners in my life. And I want to know if you're a winner, not a wiener, not a whiner. I want winners in my life. And I work really hard to provide amazing value. Sitting here on my beautiful cruise while my family's hanging out, having lunch, and I'm talking to you, getting ready to go to my my spa treatment, because I fucking care. Because I care. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. I want to see you in this 6-figure suite next time we're here. Well, you can't be here because there's only one, and I will be in that fucking suite if we're both on the same boat. Trust me on that, right? But we can win together. We can win this game. If you win doesn't mean I have to lose, because we're all playing different games. What size of game are you playing? You might be trying to make 5 million a year. I might be trying to make 500 million a year. There's people trying to make 50 million a year. There's people trying to make 5 billion a year. What game are you playing? Have you identified it? Are the efforts matching or aligned with the efforts, with the results? See, the thing is too many of you are having mental masturbation. You're too busy worrying about things that don't matter, never will matter, and it's holding you back from massive success. When is enough enough? When do you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of having a suck business? When do you get back in the game and fall in love with the game and fall in love with the business? Have the right business, the love business. When? You can only make that decision. I cannot make it for you. I can guide you to the water, but I can't make you drink it. Stop being so fucking hard-headed. Look at your family. Look at your life. Is it working? Great. Keep doing it. If it's not, we have to make a change. We have to keep our head on a swivel right now. People are crazy. People are acting stupid. People are making irrational decisions, like I said earlier. It might even be you. You're cutting things off. I don't need that anymore, man. It's a waste. Is it? Is it? Or are you a waste? Are you fucking around? Are you playing small? Are you getting scared? Are you shrinking? Are you growing? Get truthful with yourself. Get truthful with yourself. Shut off the noise. Get honest with yourself. What's going on over there? What are you doing? Where are you at? Are you ready to win? Are you ready to earn the money that you've set out to create? I hope so. Because you earning doesn't take money out of my pocket. I hope you have a service I actually can give you money. I hope you have a product, a value that you bring to the market, that bring to my life that I can pay you. You see, when I'm sitting in a six-figure suite, I sit here and look around the Regent Suite. Unit 1,400. Almost 4,000 square feet. With the patio and deck, it's way bigger than that. You got the sauna, you got the hot tub, you got these heated lay-down things in the bathroom, you got a full spot. I mean, it's stupid. They built it for someone. Why not you? Why not me? The lady that was in here prior to me sold a company for $6 billion last year. 6 with a B, billion. I'm not there yet. But I can tell you this. I'm in the same room. I'm in the same mindset. If someone sold a company for $6 billion, you would know the company, by the way. $6 billion is in the same exact room as I am. What do you think could happen? Now, I'm not saying you have to be in a six-figure room to get wealthy and to become successful. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying for me personally, this is what I've done to touch my dreams, to create the reality that I want to create. I got to see it. I got to touch it. I got to feel it. I got to see it. I got to smell it. And I got to experience it. And it's worked out really well for me over all these years. And I'm continually to push. I'm continuing to prod. And it's scary when you make the decision. But when you get on the boat, you're like, fuck, I'm glad I made that decision. And then when you do this and you do that and you meet this person and that person, this liability could very well potentially become a major, major, major asset. I told my wife before we got on this boat, I was like, Dina, my intentions is to generate at least $1 million in opportunity in the next 12 months from the people I'll meet on this boat. I can't sit in the fucking room and do nothing. I can't sit and think about it. I got to get out. I got to go mingle. I got to connect. I got to talk. I got to conversate. I don't drink. I'm hanging out having NA beer. I'm smoking cigars, having a couple cigars here and there. I'm hanging out with the kids club by the kids club with the other fathers out here and the mothers, right? Connect. Create relationship capital. I'm in the trenches with you is what I'm trying to tell you. At all levels, no matter what. We got to step up the game. It's go time. I'm thinking about you guys. I got to go. Spot people just called me. I'm running late. But guess what? It doesn't matter because you're way more important than a spot treatment will ever be to me. Trust me on that. Let's kick ass. Make today count. Thinking about you. Peace.
I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. From a small town in Ohio, so I know how it is. Did not come from a lot of money. I remember as a kid, wanted to make 100 racks. Didn't see no one making more than that. Graduated high school with a 1.8. Thought they should've held me back. I hope my principals and teachers are alive just to witness this. I'm my own boss. I'm out here running 2-8-figure businesses. I can walk away from it all and I'll be good, but I've been called to help people just like y'all learn the game. It's time to ball. Everybody chasing the money, but I'm not chasing the money. I'm out here chasing the purpose. Yo, I've been working my whole life. What got us where we at isn't gonna get us where we wanna go. So it's time to push, time to learn, time to grow. I'm Mark Evans, DM. I'm here to help and teach them what I know and how I did it. To discover freedom. There ain't no question Mark Evans when he step in the door. He's closing deals. Time to tell him what the DM stand for. I'm a deal maker. But I'm not just a deal maker. I'm a dream maker. The journey's where it's at. It's all about the process. It's time to get over to the DM project. I'm Mark Evans here. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. Deal maker. DM project.
This This is thepodcastfactory.com.